Hello student, welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we will learn lesson 6, that is solid, liquids and gases. As you see in the image, solid, liquid and gas. So the content parts are here. Number 1, matter and particles. Number 2, soluble and insoluble substances, separation of liquid from solids, separation of soluble substances, composition of gases in air and properties of air, and the last, sea breeze and land breeze. Proceeding further, you have studied in class 3 that everything around us is either solid, liquid or gas. These are the three states of matter. Now we will understand by few examples. Suppose you like juice. Juice is what? It is which state of matter? It is liquid. You write with a pencil or pen. So pen is what? Which state of matter? It is solid. Now we need oxygen to stay alive. Now oxygen is which state of matter? Gas. So everything around us are either solid, liquid or gas, means three states of matter. So we'll discuss here the three states of matter is made up of what? Now any substance that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Now mass we will say weight, okay? So any substance that has weight and occupies space, as you see in the image, weight is there left side, okay, of the object, and when the water is poured in a glass, it occupies space there. So anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. The space taken by the matter is called its volume. As water is occupying some space, so it is called volume. All matter is made up of extremely small particles which we cannot see. In most matter, these units are called molecules. So, all matter is made up of the smallest particles. As you see in the image, the matter is made up of small particles, the blue circles, okay, that is molecules, okay. Like to make a house, the most important part of the house when it is made, it is the brick, okay. The brick combines and make wall, okay, wall combines and make room. Our body also, it is made up of cell, the smallest part. So the matter, the smallest part which it is made is the molecules, which we cannot see. The molecules is defined as the smallest part of a substance that has all the properties of that substance. So we can say that each sugar molecule will taste sweet and also dissolve in water. So each molecules of sugar will taste sweet, and when we will dissolve in water, each molecules will dissolve in water. The arrangement of molecules and their movement give each states of matter is distinct properties, which we will understand in our next slide. The picture below shows the arrangement of molecules and their movement in solid, liquid and gaseous substance. Now as you see in the image, the arrangement of molecules in solid, they are closely packed. In liquid, the molecules space is there, and in the gas, there is much more space between the molecules. So this was the arrangement of molecules. Movement we will say, see, solid is not showing any movement. They are not moving from one place to another. Liquid, you see, movements, slight movements are there. And in the gas, you see, the movement is very fast. Okay. So with the help of the arrangement of molecules and movement of molecules, we can say either it is solid, liquid or gas. Now one by one we will discuss each state of matter. Number 1 is solid. The particles are close to each other and arranged in a regular pattern. As you see in the image, the particles are closely packed, means they are tightly packed to each other. Example, wood, as you see in the image, stone, pencil, computer, etc. Particles do not show any movement. They are not moving from one place to another. Next comes the liquid. The molecules are less closely packed and arranged randomly. As you see in the image, they are less closely packed. Space is there between the molecules. Example, water, as you see in the image, juice, milk, oil, etc. Particles move around each other. As you see in the image, the molecules are moving around each other because space is there. Next come the gas, means the gases. The molecules are far apart and have a very random arrangement. Okay, as you see in the image, the molecules are very far from each other. Example, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, as you see in the image, gas is there. Particles move quickly in all directions. You see in the middle, the image, the molecules are moving very quickly, okay, in all directions because of more space. Now next, the solution. What is solution? Solution is formed when a substance dissolves completely in a liquid. Okay, ghul jana. Okay, when anything is mixed completely in a liquid, that is known as solution. A substance that dissolves is called solute. Now as you see in the image, the blue color, it is a solute. Where it is mixed, the arrow mark you see, it is mixed in yellow, means that is solvent, that is liquid. When it is, see, the particles are mixing in the solvent, what it is formed? Solution is formed. Okay. The liquid in which it dissolves is called solvent. We will understand with one more example. In the right side you see, salt is in the tablespoon. So salt is what? It is a solute. Okay. In which it will be mixed? It will mixed in the water. So water is the solvent. When salt and solvent means water, salt is mixed in water, we will stir it. What it will be formed? Solution. What solution? The salt solution will be formed, as you see in the image. Properties of solid, liquids and gas. Solid are hard and rigid. They have definite shape. As you see in the image, it is having shape and occupies space, means it has volume. They cannot flow and cannot be squeezed into smaller space. The term is given compressed or compression. So when we will press the brick, it will not change its shape. Why? Because it is hard. As you see in the image, the molecules of all three states of matter is given. The solid are closely packed. As you see, why they are hard, rigid and do not be squeezed? As you see in the image, the person is pushing the wall. Wall is a solid, it cannot be compressed. Wall will not move because it is hard, rigid. Why it is? And it will be not showing any compression because the space between the molecules is very least, means no space is there between the molecules of solid, means they are tightly packed. And as we know, each molecules attract other molecules towards each other. अपने तरफ वो खींचता है. That is known as attraction. So the attraction of molecules in solid is very strong. Next is a liquid. They flow and take the shape of the container in which they are poured. As we saw in the previous slide, when the water was poured in the glass, the water took the shape of the glass. Okay. So the liquid is not having a definite shape. Okay. Now but as we saw that it occupies the space of the glass, means it is having a volume. So by this we can say that liquid do not have definite shape, but it has definite volume. Now liquid can be compressed a little. Now you see, when it is pushed, See, when it is pushed, the molecules are coming little closer, smaller. Okay. This we can say liquid can be compressed a little. The molecules are less closely packed than those in solid. The attraction between the molecules is lesser and they can move around each other. Next come the gas. The gases. Gases, they neither have definite shape nor definite volume. Okay, like air. We cannot see air, what shape of air it is. Okay. They are highly compressible. As you see, when it is pushed, the molecules are coming closer. This is known as compression. So they are highly compressible. See, gas particles are pushed closer together. The molecules are very loosely packed. The attraction between the molecules is very weak. Means one molecule of gas cannot attract other molecules of gas very quickly. So the attraction between the two molecules is very weak. So they can move freely in all directions. Soluble and insoluble substances. Soluble substance that dissolve in liquid completely to form a substance. For example, sugar in water, honey in milk. Okay. As you see in the image, water, salt is mixed, and when it is stirred, now you see the salt molecules dissolve in the water. Okay. मिल जाता है, वो घुल जाता है. So that we can say soluble substance. Next, insoluble substance that do not dissolve in liquid completely. Example, oil in water. When oil is poured in water, see, it is not mixing with the water completely. It does not dissolve it. So that is insoluble substance. Separation of liquid from solid. We know that all living and non-living things in the universe are made up of matter. We use a large number of material every day. Some of these are pure substance and some are mixtures. Many pure substances are important to us. However, most of the substances that we use are mixture. Okay, like air. Air is also mixture of various gases. Most of the times we use this mixture as they are. Like we breathe air, as it is mixture of gases, we use daily. But sometimes we need to separate their components for various reasons. Method of separation of solid from liquid are sedimentation. With the help of sedimentation, we can separate solid from liquid. The process by which the sand settles down at the bottom of the container is called sedimentation. You see in the middle of the image, the particle is settling down at the bottom. Now this process known as settling down of the process known as sedimentation. Right side image you see, the sand particles settled at the bottom. So with the help of sedimentation. The solid that settle down is called sediment. In this case, sand is the sediment. Okay. The sand you see in the middle one, it is labeled there sediment. So sand is the sediment. This liquid which remain over the sediment, as you see water, it is over the sediment, it is known as supernatant liquid. When mud is mixed with the water, what will happen? You see when it is mixed with the water, left for a few moments, see the mud is settling down. See here labeled mud is settling down at the bottom. This process of settling down is known as sedimentation. Separation of liquids from solid. So method of separation of solid from liquid are decantation. The process where we pour out the clear water. So after sedimentation, when we pour the clear water without disturbing the sediment is called decantation. As you see in the image, solid is there, liquid, solid we can take mud, liquids, without disturbing the solid particles, we will pour slightly the liquid. So this pouring process is known as decantation. Decantation can also be used to separate mixture of two immiscible liquid. For example, if there is mixture of oil and water in a container, as you see in the image, okay, in the glass, oil and water is there, they are immiscible. Now meaning of immiscible means both oil is also liquid, water is also liquid. They will not mix together. So that liquid is known as immiscible liquid. Okay. So the oil will form a layer on the top. By this decantation process we can separate it. Now you see it is poured slightly in another beaker. Water is poured. See, mud is left in another and water in another. Filtration. It is used to separate an insoluble solid from its mixture with a liquid. We can watch the filtration process when our mother separates tea leaves from the brew liquid using a tea stainer. Okay, as you see in the image, with the help of tea stainer channi, the tea is filtered. Tea leaves will remain in the stainer and tea will be collected in the glass, as you see in the image. A juice vendor separates juice from pulp and seeds by filtration. In village, water from the pond or river is filtered through a thin cloth. They use a thin cloth because it contains small pores, hole is there. To remove mud, okay, and other impurities. We can use fine sieve, channi, which we can say a cloth or a filter paper for the process of filtration. The pores on these filters are small so that only liquid can pass through them, while the solid remain behind on them. The liquid obtained after filtration is called filtrate and solid left behind on filter paper is residue. As you see in the image, beaker containing mixture, both solid and liquid. With the help of filter paper, it is fixed in the funnel and the mixture is poured on the filter paper. Okay. Suppose we can take mud and water. So you see the mud is remain in the filter paper. So the mud is the residue and the water will be collected in the down flask. Means the water will be filtrate. The filtrate will be water and mud will be residue, means leftover. Okay. Like tea also. With the help of tea stainer, okay, when we will filter the tea leaves will be on the stainer. So tea leaves will be residue and the tea when it will be collected in the cup, the tea will be the filtrate. Separation of soluble substance. Evaporation. Now we have learned about separating mixture which contain an insoluble solid and liquid or two immiscible liquids. Now, how can we separate mixture which has a solid dissolved in a liquid like salt and water? Salt will dissolve in water. How we can separate? So, we can separate with the help of evaporation. Soluble solid can be separated from liquid by evaporation. In this method, the liquid is lost. As you see in the image, because of the heat, the water is evaporated and formed water vapor and it rises up and the liquid is lost. As you see, water is evaporating and no liquid is present there. So, the salt particles will be left and the liquid particles means water, because of the heat it will change into water vapor and it will rise up. This process is known as evaporation. So evaporation is happening daily, as you see, because of the heat. The water in the sea, river, ocean evaporate and it rises up and form the cloud. Distillation. Now this process of separating a soluble substance from a solution involves both evaporation and condensation. Means in distillation both condensation and evaporation take place. The evaporation is the process by which liquid changes into gas. As you saw, when we will heat water, it will change into water vapor. Water vapor is the gaseous form, okay? And condensation change gas into liquid. When that gas will cool up, again it will change into liquid. The special design apparatus called distillation apparatus is used in the laboratory to carry out the process. Now, as you see in the image, the apparatus consists of round bottom flask. Now you see the round bottom flask, it is there, okay, in which the solution is heated, okay, with the heat is provided, and impure water, see labeled there, impure water is present in the round bottom flask, okay. So due to heat, the water will evaporate. You see arrow marks, the water is going up, okay, and water vapor will evaporate and form vapor form, means water vapor. With the help of this condenser, okay, the pure water will be collected. Now you see here distilled water is there, it is collected. So after a while, the solid substance are left behind the flask. The impure particles present in the water is left in the flask, and water, it will change into vapor form, and when it is cooled, again it will collected in the as a form of distilled water, moves into the condenser, which is collected to the mouth of the flask. In the condenser, the vapor changes back into water and is then collected into another flask. The collected water is called distillate, okay. Now the water which is collected, it is distillate, or we can say distilled water, which is used in the battery also. This method is used to purify water so that it is free from dissolved salt or impurities. Composition of gases in air. Air is made up of three main gases: nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide, as it is showing in the pie chart. Nitrogen is there, oxygen is there, carbon dioxide and other gases are there. Air also contains many other pollutants which are given out on burning. Petrol, now you see in the bike when it is burned, okay, pollutant is, smoke is coming out, diesel and other substances. Besides, it contains varying amount of water vapor depending on the space and small amount of other gases. It includes harmful gases, smoke and dust. As you see in the image, dust is there, and the left side, smoke is coming out from the chimney, from the factory. So air contains gases, smoke and dust. Composition of gases in air. How much percentage is present? First is nitrogen. Nitrogen is major component of air. It makes up about 78% of air. As you see in the pie chart, it is given most of the proportion of nitrogen is present in air, 78%. Though we breathe in nitrogen along with oxygen, it is not absorbed by our body. It is expelled out with carbon dioxide when we exhale. Nitrogen is very useful for living organisms. It is absorbed by plants in a different form, and from them it is transferred to animals. Next is oxygen. Oxygen is an important part of air. About 21% of air is oxygen. You see in the image right side, 21% is oxygen. It helps the break down the food and produce energy. Oxygen is also used for burning or combustion. Means if oxygen will be there, then only we can burn anything. Water vapor. The amount of water vapor in air varies from place to place. The source of water vapor is evaporation. So when water is evaporated because of heat, as we saw in the previous slides also, because of heat, the water will heat up and it will change its form, means water vapor form, okay, and transpiration. Water vapor controls the temperature of air. So air contains water vapor also. As you see in the image, water vapor is 2%. Carbon dioxide and other gases. Air contain about 0.03% carbon dioxide. As you see in the pie chart, it is given. Okay. Carbon dioxide percentage is 0.03. It is given out when animals and plants breathe out. So when we breathe out, which gas is given out? Carbon dioxide. However, amount of carbon dioxide released by plant is much less than the amount of oxygen released. Carbon dioxide is also produced when substance burns. So when anything burns, as you see in the image, carbon dioxide is produced. Few more gases are also present in the air in very small amount. As you see, argon gas is also there and other gases also there. In very small amount they are present. Properties of air. Air is an invisible mixture. We cannot see air. It is a mixture of many gases. It has weight and fills space. Okay. As you see, the person is blowing the balloon. What is the gas? Carbon dioxide from the mouth. It is coming out. It is filling. Means the air is filling up the balloon. So it will occupy space, and when will weight, it will have some weight. When it gets heated up, it expands and become lighter. As you see in hot air balloon, it rises up. So when we heat up, it will expand. Expand means fan, and it will become lighter and it will go up. Sea breeze and land breeze. During the day, both the sea water and land gets heated up by the sun. However, water heats up much slower than land. As a result, the air above the land becomes warmer compared to the air over the sea. The warm air being lighter rises up. Means in the daytime, okay, so the warm air being lighter rises up. The cool air over the sea moves to fill the space, giving rise to sea breeze. So the sea breeze is occurring during daytime. As you see in the image, okay, sea is cooler and land is warmer. Okay, so the space, the air present over the land, it will get heated up, and as it heated up, it will expand and become lighter and it will rise up. So as it will rise up, the cool air from the sea will take place, replace that place. This is known as sea breeze. So when the wind is blowing from the sea to the land is known as sea breeze, which is occurring during day. At night, the opposite happens. The land cools faster than the sea. Hence, the air over the ocean is warmer than the air over land. Therefore, the wind blows from land to the sea, resulting in land breeze. Okay, so at night, the land becomes cooler than the sea water. So, what will happen? The warm air from the sea will rise up and the cool air from the land will take its place. So, at night when the wind is blowing from the land to the sea is called land breeze. This movement of air is known as convectional current. And why it is caused? Because of uneven heating of the earth. When air moves fast, it is called wind. As you see in the image, when air is moving fast, it is called wind with the help of wind. Okay. Storm are very fast moving wind. As you see in the image, storm is there, tufan jisko bolte hain. See, very fast moving wind is there. Causes of the storm is its uproot trees. As you see in the image left side, the root, uproot tree means jad se ukhad jata hai tree with the help of the storm. Electric poles and many other things. The wind that blows from sea carries water vapor or moisture from the sea. So the amount of water vapor present in the air is known as moisture. So the moisture laden wind is called monsoon wind. These winds cause rainfall on land. As you see up, rainfall is causing. So because of this wind, rainfall occurs. Monsoon winds like land and sea breeze are caused due to convectional current. Ventilation, chimneys and exhaust. Earlier when there were no ACs, now you know during summer we need AC because it's very hot, or cooler. Opening before, when the ACs and the cooler was not there, how the people were keeping the room cool? Opening were made high up on the wall of the room. As you see, the opening is made on the roof. These openings are called ventilators. So these openings are known as ventilator. In our house also we have ventilation over the near the ceiling. Hot air of the room escape through the ventilators. Okay, as you see right side, the red color arrow is showing the hot air is escaping out with the help of ventilator. Okay, so as the hot air will leave, the cold air will drawn through the doors and windows. As you see in the image, the blue color arrow is showing the cool air. Okay, so the hot air will, as it will rise up, okay, it is lighter in weight, the cool air will enter in the room with the help of doors and windows. This helps to maintain a natural circulation of air in the room. Exhaust fan are also installed near the ceiling of kitchen to suck out warm air rising from the gas stove. As you see right side up, the chimney is present there. Okay, the blue mark is showing the gas coming out of the stove when your mother is cooking. So what happened, that as it is warm, it rises up, and with the help of chimney it is thrown out from the house. Even smoke and exhaust escape from chimneys located at top of the house or building. See left side, the smoke is coming out from the chimney. Thank you for watching my presentation.